Hello. Step 4 you mentioned was when you...
It's mastery of the receptive
Right,
mode.
unconditional, right, without the condition, in other words.
It's not needing a condition to be a certain way in order to feel good. You're just there. So you're not reacting to conditions.
Right, so when you shift your energy, you're there, you feel great. You can still at one point be aware of the condition, but you won't be upset about the condition.
Yeah.
I get that, and I've been there recently.
It's sort of like observing someone learning to do something and you know they're going to learn it, so you're not worried about it even though they haven't learned it yet.
Okay.
I've been there recently, you said.
Yes, recently. And so then I don't know what to perhaps tell myself, so I stare at the what is. I'm not upset by it because I've shifted the energy, but then I tell myself, okay, so I'm aware that my energy is somewhere else than the current what is. Do I tell myself, oh, it's okay, this is just the residue of the past creation?
Yes.
Okay, that feels better than, for example, trying to just step away from reality.
Yes.
Right?
You resign to it. You look for the benefit of it. You feel appreciation of the step oneness of it. You can say something like, some time ago that would have shaken me up and taken me down, but now it's just something that I'm observing. I can feel how much more stable I am.
Okay. And so it's just about maintaining that.
And then not spending too much attention on it. Get your attention off of it. When you are in the receptive mode, you're not going to be blind to things. You're still going to be moving around in your same spaces, often with same people. And so the tendency to react is still a possibility. But the more you master the receptive mode, then the less important what they're doing or what they're thinking is to you.
Okay.
The less important because you understand so well that you are the attractor of your experience, and only your reaction to a circumstance would make you begin then to attract it. It's like having shock absorbers.
Mm-hmm. So is it enough to do these processes? In other words, for example, for me, imagining or visualizing gets me to that place of alignment. It shifts my energy.
But we want to talk about that because we know that you've been studying processes, ours and others, and we want to put it into very clear context of what we've been talking about here today. So let's say that you want to get into the receptive mode, but you're having a hard time doing it. So you're sort of angry about something or worried about something, overwhelmed with something. Well, some of those processes will soften your vibration up a bit and make it maybe more possible for you to get into the receptive mode. But if you have already shown yourself that you can quite easily get into the receptive mode, then we wouldn't work too hard on a process in order to try to get there. For example, there was a time when Esther did focus wheels in order to clean up her energy on subjects. Now she doesn't do focus wheels for that reason. She does focus wheels to increase the momentum of good feeling. You see the difference?
Yeah.
She doesn't make a list of positive aspects because she's trying to make herself feel good about that person that's driving her crazy. She makes lists of positive aspects because it's easy to do. It's like getting more specific when you're feeling good, being less specific when you're feeling bad. Because the more specific you are, the more it will increase the momentum.
Okay. But you've also said that we shouldn't want to do these things to get the manifestation.
Yes? It's for the improvement in the way you feel.
We feel. Right, but there seems to be a paradox there, because let's say right now you just told everyone, hey, guess what? This is all a sham. Joke's on you. And then you just run away. So now.
Except that one guy who's proven to himself that it's real.
Right. Well, so now then it would be, okay, I could do these things, feel great, visualize, but then when I become aware of that step one again, I know, oh, well, there's no point in doing this. I'm just deceiving myself. So there's always this aspect of wanting to feel good.
You've got to start with the premise that we began with, is that if you feel that negative emotion that would cause you to say the words, I've been deceiving myself, that negative emotion is your indication that your inner being is not agreeing with this right here, right now. And if you haven't got that, then you have no relativity, you have no personal guidance. Then you're just a cork bobbing around on a very rough sea. We think what you're getting at, and you're making a valid point, but let's see if we can clear it up here in the last few minutes that we have. So let's say that you've come into this body of work because you want to improve your life experience. And part of improving your life experience means becoming more prosperous and having more of the things that you want and finding measures of success that you've established along your way. And so you're willing to focus and to do the work in order to improve your life experience. And so then we say to you, every improvement that you seek is so that you will feel better. And if we can convince you that you can feel better before any improvement happens, before any action thing changes, you can feel better. And if we can convince you that how you feel isn't about what's manifested, that how you feel is about what is manifesting, that it's not the end of the journey or the destination that is ringing your bells, it's having a reason to take the journey and the fun that you're having along the way on the journey. So then we begin saying things to you like, if that manifestation hasn't happened and you feel bad, then the manifestation that you want can't happen. But if you can take your eyes off of what hasn't happened, and you can trust that you've already put the request into the vortex and that it is being answered, and you're not railing against what isn't happening, you're more likely to find alignment with what you want, and then the ideas will begin to occur to you. This is the thing that we want you to hear, and you are right on the brink of being able to hear this. And so we're just going to slowly and consistently pave a path for you so that you can follow us along on this, because this is the piece that you are specifically looking for. All the things that you want, really good, we're rooting for you. We want every one of them to come to fruition for you. And we know that when you are experiencing the delicious tactile, see it, hear it, smell it, taste it, touch it, experience of it, that those experiences, those physical experiences will feel even better. We would say even way, 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 way better than your dream or visualization of it. When it comes to full fruition, it's so great. It's better than the idea. It's better than the dream, because the momentum has taken it into a greater crescendo. In other words, it's just the best when it happens. But we want you to not get fixated on needing that, because when you do that, you disallow this part of the journey. And if you disallow the visualization and the coming into alignment and the soothing yourself anyway, then you never really get to that part of the journey. It's like the woman, we started with this morning, who said, I want $100,000 so that I can travel. And we wanted her to understand that she has already traveled and 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 traveled, and the $100,000 coming as part of the travel before she travels. But there's so much satisfaction that comes before you're in the place that the fruition that you think you need in order to be happy will come. And so what happens to you, you begin to discover that you're happy on the way, and that the destination was only the reason that you took the journey. But the journey is where it's all about. It's where it's always been about, you see.
Yeah.
So people will say, give me that and then I'll be happy. And we say, be happy and then you'll get that. And they say, no fair. Give me that and then I'll be happy. And we say, be happy and then you'll have that. But once you show yourself happiness unconditionally, then there is no limit to the conditions that you can affect. But if your happiness is dependent upon any condition, then the absence of the condition will keep you from your happiness, and now you're in a sort of slow, sluggish movement that usually brings you sort of into complacent despair. But if you can be happy anyway, if you can show yourself that how you feel is not contingent on what is, that how you feel is only about allowing your vibration to be where it naturally is, that then the ideas will come. And we want to say to you, we know for sure that when that first idea comes, long before the fruition of it, when that first idea comes, it's going to feel great. And if you've mastered alignment, the next idea is going to feel even better, and the next, and the next, and then the rendezvous, the convergences, the things that come together. It's like this flow of magic. The worthiness factor goes through the roof, and you begin to feel invincibility. You begin to feel that there isn't anything that you cannot accomplish, because you've got source energy at your back, blowing you in the direction of anything that you want. And people say, what do you want? And you say, this. And they say, well, what is this? The ride. No, really, what are you after? The ride. But toward what end? Toward no end. Well, what are you after? This. Well, why do you like this so much? Because I feel invincible, and because I feel clear, because I'm surrounded by so many others who are innovative and eager and having fun and moving forward. You've left the battle way behind. The battle is what built your vortex. Now your vortex is ripe for the plucking, and it's time for you to get in the receptive mode and just be the realizer of the path, the delicious path, the path that's full of more good ideas and more lovely intertwining and more evidence, more streaming of non-physical consciousness, more insight, more seeing it before it happens, more knowing it before you have proof, more confidence without reason, leaving behind completely your need or desire to justify anything to anyone. Just sheer happiness. As you look out into your world, every now and again you see one like that who's got it. And if you listen to them up close, they're not trying to justify anything. They're just riding that stream, you see.
Very good.
We think you heard that very clearly. We have enjoyed this interaction more than any that has come before. Have fun with it. We said far more words than you really needed to hear today. The words are simple. Get happy and watch what happens. And don't need something to happen in order to be happy. Get happy and watch what happens. And don't need something to happen in order to be happy. Get happy and watch what happens. Don't need something to happen in order to be happy. Get happy and watch what happens. And don't need something to happen in order to be happy. There is great love here for you. And as always, we remain happily, stubbornly, incessantly